guys, so in this video, I'm going to be giving you guys live footage of a sales call that I took a few months ago where I closed a $10,000 deal and the prospect came onto the call talking about how he's been burned before, he's had previous mentors, he has previous coaches, and everything just went bad for him. But at the end of the call, he completely switched his identity and he was telling me, I'm going to sign on regardless. So I pre-handled all of his objections. There were no objections at the end of the call, and all there was to do was just pitch the price and then take the payment, which I did in the call. So make sure you guys sit down in a quiet place, have a pen and paper to take notes, and you guys are actually listening. And I'll see you guys on the other side. Yafia,
Yo,
is
yo,
that how I say your name?
yo.
Yafia, how's it going, man?
What's up, bro? How are you?
I'm doing good. You're in university, like you're on college campus right now?
Yeah, I'm in this room, dude. Isolated room.
Oh, those chairs down.
Yeah.
Why aren't you on those chairs?
You
Yeah,
said-
that's nice. Were you able to give the videos that I sent over a watch? I know the first one you already watched, but
I've
the
seen, I've
second.
seen, I've seen all of them. I've seen all of them.
Oh, really? Were they I'm assuming you went through the email that Derek sent over to you?
Yeah, no, like once I booked in, or once I went through the application, the type form, I think it sent me to the confirmation page, the thank you page, and then I just went through those videos.
Beautiful. Awesome. It was in the next step page, like it was in the next step page, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, awesome. So were there anything that stood out specifically with those videos?
No, I mean they're all like they cover really good. They covered them all really good.
Yeah, is there anything that like you took notes on or like you thought was helpful about that?
I like the transparency and just saying it how it is, like what the offer is, no like hands tied
Mm.
behind the back, just what it is, what the program is, and what it.
Okay, because I wanted to make sure that, so what I mean by the videos is, so I sent over some YouTube videos as well, right? So when I meant, did you watch the first video? Not necessarily this video, but this video. Were you able to watch that?
Oh no, I didn't. Oh, I didn't
Yeah.
see that. I didn't even see that.
They go over more so, exactly how you want to structure the business, right? Remember how I called you earlier?
Oh yeah, dude. Like by the way, like
Yeah.
everything, like your entire process, that shit is immaculate because when I
Mm.
because I have a good idea on how what it is because I funnel hack people. Like I have a good knowledge of what the info is
You
and
funnel hack people.
yeah, I do. Like I have a lot of knowledge and how to actually set
Hmm.
up a successful bro. You know, one thing you guys can do, like whenever someone like books in, obviously you did like this is what we call like setters best practices, like having a person call you within the 5 minutes of booking, or like sending them like valuable things up front, and also making the person feel like they're like actually valued and not just a number. So I respect that. Like, and
Yeah.
having like those practices, like whenever before joining a Zoom video, having like a big case study there, sending you
Mhm.
breakout videos, like
Yeah.
those are yeah. So,
So with that, right? Since you have so much information already, like you funnel hacked, I guess like what's really stopped you from, getting out there and really scaling your agency to where you want it to be already?
so in info, I learned all this knowledge that I have an info product, like how to scale an info coaching program, like what you guys do,
Okay.
and pretty much like I know the ins and outs of like a business because my mentor also, he's in the he's a marketer for or he's going into the Web3 space now, but he was a marketer for what's his name? Jordan Belfort, the Wolf of Wall Street. So
Yeah.
I've seen like the ins and outs of like how to run a webinar, how to do challenge funnels, how to do
Okay.
auto nickel analysis, like everything that you need to know about info, like how to prompt,
Yeah.
like how to
Okay.
write and all that kind of stuff. So I have the entire knowledge of that. That's like I built that skill set with like I've been learning about this
Yeah.
4 or 5 months straight up just studying in it. And
Okay. I'll
but it's
stop.
hard
Yeah.
getting clients because without like a proof of concept or case study, especially in the info space, it's pretty hard to get clients. So like through
Okay.
DMs, I was stuck. So that's when I like decided, hey, let me take the knowledge I have with this and implement it into like what I can like dominate it, which is like
So like,
local.
yeah, what I want to do in this call is kind of run you through, like, kind of see what obstacles you might be facing, and like, especially with all this knowledge, like why we aren't where we really want to be, right? And kind of like see if there even is a reason for us to actually step in. You know a bunch of stuff. You already have a mentor. You already know all these stuff. I mean, you've done funnel hacking. So if it would help, right? We'll kind of like run through that later in the call, see how this would work for you. But I'm curious, like, since you have all of this information and you understand how to scale an agency, why are we still sending DMs? And why are we still doing cold DMs every single day? And why are we still in college? And all of that. Let me share my screen as well.
Well, one is, well, like I said in the beginning, like, yes, I have the knowledge. Yes, I can, like, I'm pretty confident in like scaling like these coaching, whatever it can be. Like, one is like having like a system of way of outbound instead of, because what I realize is in the info space, people send the same generic messages to all these coaches. So they get like 10 at least per day,
Yeah.
same message that you send. So one, you have to do like a pattern interrupt, like, or instead of just being like a robot, sending them like a bunch of like a huge paragraph, like I see it this way, like introduce yourself how you would introduce to that person in real life.
So here's the
Same
thing
way
though, I'll stop you
online.
there. I'll
Huh?
stop you there. I'll stop you there right there. So the version of Yafiyet, is he the one that's at like 20K a month or 50K a month, like you said? Is he still sending DMs and trying to find unique ways to introduce himself? Or do people come to him?
People come to him.
Okay. So if that's the case, right, then why are we still sending DMs?
I realize that now. That's why we're on this call.
Yeah. So what have you done? I know you have a mentor, right? Tell me a little bit more about your mentor. Has he not helped with, figuring out the Facebook ad side of things? Because I know you've been running.
He does. He does that. He does that. Like he's one of the biggest people in that space as well. Like
Yeah.
he's on these huge offers. Like
Hmm.
he's huge, and he can help me with ads. But I just didn't like. That's one thing I realized. Like I haven't really told him how to scale with ads. So I just been focusing on doing outbound. So I've been
You've
it's
just
kind
been
of
focused.
in a way. It's like I didn't want to spend money on ads. I wanted to like perfect code outbound, but I realized that like a little
Because
later.
like, yeah, here's the thing, right? Like, even if we do perfect cold outbound, it's like at the end of the day, every every outbound system that you have, whether it's cold calling, making a cold calling team or a DM team or email or LinkedIn DMs, right? All of these, you're going to reach a capacity to the point where at that point, you're just better off running ads at the end of the day,
Yeah.
right? So I guess like what's stopped you from actually running ads?
I just, to be honest, like I just didn't think of it. I'm like, I don't know if I get good results with ads because like my personal brand isn't really like good enough to like back up what I say.
Well, I mean, yeah, personal brand, like you don't necessarily need personal brand. You just need to have a good direct offer, right? That you can target your audience, these home remodelers properly, right? So run me through a little bit like, okay, what's your direct offer right now?
Dude, like I said, do you guys build offers? Like, do you guys like?
Yeah, if that's something that you need to do, like we can help you build an offer, but
Yeah,
like
because like I
what?
completely stepped down from the local businesses when I went into the info space. So on the info space, my offer is not going to work obviously in the local space because info makes so much more money than.
Okay. Yeah. So tell me like just so I can fill out this assessment and kind of have a better understanding of like what you're really running right now. What's
Right
your
now,
what
I'm going back into the SMMA space, like to these local businesses.
Okay, so what specifically are you offering here?
So I'll run basically. I don't have like a number yet, but I'll be running their entire like marketing. So the ads, like I like copy. I do the ad writing. I do the copy for the ads. I build them
Yeah.
the funnel if they need a funnel. Like just basically set up the entire backend systems, like the backend selling systems of the company. And
Okay.
also, if they need it, like implement sales into their process too. So if they suck at selling, which 90% of these local businesses are because they have no idea on how to sell because they rely on just referrals and stuff. So
Yeah.
I can implement like sales into the thing, so like they don't even have to sell
Okay.
deals, and like I get the appointments and I get the sales done for them. And but I really
Okay.
don't push on that one yet because I haven't really been good enough for like at team management. So that's the thing I want to build on, like implementing sales teams into these
Okay.
businesses. But as of
Yeah.
right now, it's just getting them like a guaranteed amount of leads that
Okay.
show.
So yeah, what's your direct offer right now to get them in through the door for the
Uh, I haven't really built one, but it's something like I'll guarantee you at least 30 qualified leads in 90 days. or I work for free until you like it's something like that, but I haven't really took a deep dive into like making it an irresistible offer to the point where it's like kind of stupid to say no.
Yeah. So 30 qualified leads in 90 days. So 90 days or else I'll work for free.
Thir
Got it? That's your
60,
offer?
60 to 90 days. 60 to 90 days.
60 to 90 days.
Yeah.
Okay. And how many clients have you had with that? Like you've been sending cold DMs every single day for a good while, like I'm sure like months, right? Since you did cold call before. So how many
Yeah, so the
clients do
last
you have
time I
with that?
did this, the last time I did this when I was before I stepped out in the info space or before I stepped out of the like SMMA, like local businesses instead of going
Yeah.
digital. It was about a month, like about almost a year ago when I first was new into this business, like when I first
Okay.
did it. So I was cold calling like crazy in college, and I was targeting both real estate people as well as like these like home remodelers, right? So
Okay.
I was maybe booking like per day or per week like five. So I would book like if I do like 200 cold calls a day,
Okay.
and like I had good answer rates, good reply, like
How
good.
about like right now? Because like that's what we had in the past, right? How about right now?
So
How many?
that's like the last time I did this in the SMA. So step forward into the SMA into the info space through the M's, I was maybe getting like two calls a week.
Info space, like you were selling
To
coaching
coaches.
before or what?
Yeah, to coaches.
To coaches, like how to build up your coaching.
Like how to scale them, how to scale the entire coach, just running everything that generates the revenue. And this
Yeah.
all they do is just make content and then just be like on webinars and
Okay. Well, why'd you pivot out of that? Because it seems like you're pivoting to SMMA and then you pivot to coaches. Like, why not just double down on one of them?
um in a way, I still want to do info. I still want to do the
Yeah.
info thing, but
Okay.
I've learned like good amount of information and how to like I have a somewhat of deep knowledge on what like an agency is, and I know like what it takes to actually make a like a business profitable, what I have to do to move the business forward in
Yeah.
business because marketing is universal. Yes, you have
Yeah.
to change the some things accordingly, but like the concepts of marketing is all universal. So I'm like, okay, so why
Yeah.
don't I
Well,
use
we can have all these concepts, we can have all the information we want, right? But until we actually put that into action, because information isn't, I mean, it isn't worth anything unless we actually do the execution and we actually do what needs to be done, right? So in that same sense, I guess like what's stopped you from scaling an agency on your own, whether it's scaling the coaching agency or this SMA as well, or the previous one, right? I guess like what's really stopped you since you have all this information?
client acquisition?
But I thought you had the information on scaling because you said,
No, like yeah, I know, but like I just couldn't like even with everything I said, I just couldn't like get enough clients or just get
oh,
clients in general.
yeah. Okay. So I feel like what do you feel like well, what have you done in terms of like actually figuring out, okay, so I do understand, like, I know the structure, how to solve that, but it's just the information and it's just something that's missing within the client acquisition. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. So, but like everything else in terms of scaling, we know how to do.
Yeah, I have a knowledge of doing it. Obviously, it's going to be different knowing
Yeah, it's different, like from
knowing
business to business. Yeah.
so yeah.
Okay. So, what have we done in terms of trying to actually figure out that client acquisition side of things?
Um, having this a predictable system way of doing it. So like paid ads, for example.
Yeah,
So
like, because like,
investing into someone who's better at me than I am
oh,
at.
yeah. Have you invested into any mentorships or any coaches? Have you been looking for anything of that sort? Like, aside from this call, right? Like in the past, to make sure that you can actually, okay, figure out that client acquisition so your current skill set can be used to its fullest.
In the past, I probably like since I started like this, I'm maybe like one. I've been on one because I've had in total with the whole thing, like with mentors, I've had a total of two mentors, and
Yeah.
one of them is like I said, he's like my guy Joel. He's my primary one, and then I had another mentor who also helped me with SMMA back then, and
Hmm.
that's how I actually started like doing the
Oh,
cold.
that's how you started.
Yeah, because like when I first started this whole business, I realized that without a mentor, like it's gonna be really hard. So I need someone to guide me who's already been in
Hmm.
the position that I'm trying to get at, or is actually practicing what I'm trying to get at. So I invested in
Yeah.
a mentor. Um,
How'd that go?
they were good. I mean, they were good. So that's how they introduced me to the cold call. They said, "Look, you got to cold call. You got to do this." That's how I started doing the cold calling and all that kind of stuff.
Okay.
And then
Okay.
I'm like, "Damn, this isn't really working as much as I can because, dude,
Because
I
fuck cold calling. Shit.
bro, fuck, I hate that shit." And then I even bought like, um, do you know Jeremy Miner, the sales?
Yeah. Yeah.
I bought like his book. I bought his book on it's called like Black Book of Questioning. So like to master cold calling, because he's like
Yeah.
he does this whole thing where it's like if you know how to do tonality, if you know how to do pattern interrupt.
Uh-huh.
I mean, all that works. Don't get me wrong, but like it just sucks, dude. It drains you. Like cold calling,
Okay.
hard, you know, and
So,
it's
so,
hard, and I'm willing to do it, but it's like, damn,
so
there's
you're
a way of
okay.
doing it. That's like
So
how
there's a way of doing it better, right? Because the version of you, you know that there's a version of you who's not fucking cold calling,
200 people a day. Yes.
right? Yeah. So in terms, I guess just a curious question, like, why seek the actual mentorship now rather than, say 3 months prior when you were doing something else, right? Or maybe try to figure it out on your own, right? Because you know all the information about making Facebook ads work and lead acquisition, like getting people in through the door. All of those resources are out there on YouTube. I'm sure you know. I guess why actually look for that guidance from Derek? Make sure you're going in the right direction.
So why did I choose Derek? Why am I on this call? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, like, or just in general, like why actually look for the mentorship now?
Oh, because one, I'm not gonna give up on this. I already set
Mm.
my mind, no matter what, I'm gonna be successful with this. Like I've already made sure like this is what
Okay.
I can do. And
Yeah.
because I know for a fact that not getting the traditional way of getting your fucking college degree and then looking for a job for 4 years with that degree, wasting all your money, that's not the route I want to go. And I've been knowing that since I was like a young guy.
Are you in, by the way, like you're in college right now, right? I guess like what stopped you from actually, just a curious question, what stopped you from, dropping out and doubling down on the agency?
That's a great question. And the reason why is because originally I'm not from here. I'm from
Yeah.
eastern part of Africa, and I came from a third world country, obviously.
Yeah.
And my dad like sacrificed so much because that country is like Eritrea is like a dictator country, so it's really hard to get out of it. It's like I consider it
Yeah.
the South Korea like of Africa. So
Yeah.
um, he sacrificed so much. Like he got arrested. He went to prison because he illegal, and he sacrificed so much to get me and my mom to the United States so we can have a better life, so we can have a better, future for ourselves and for the family. And
Uh-huh.
it worked out. So I came to the US when I was 9, or no, when I was 8. I've been here for 11 years now. And
Yeah.
my parents like they sacrifice so much, even my mom too, just so I can be the
Uh-huh.
country. And they think like, yo, college is the way to go. So college, like I understood not knowing this part, like not knowing back then that it wasn't the truth. And like I made a promise, like, yo, I'll go to college because you've done so much for me. You've
Hmm.
you've sacrificed so much for me so I can have a better life later on.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. I'm in the same position. I was in the
and
same position as you.
yeah, so they sacrificed so much for me. And later on, when I grew up, like I started to realize when I was like 16 or 17. Actually, I was 16 going into 17, and
Yeah.
I was like, I started to understand. Like, I got obviously when you go over, you get exposed to the internet more because you have access to it, you understand it. I started to see like
Yeah.
people, making money. Um, they didn't go to the traditional route, and I started to learn it more. So for
Uh-huh.
years, I was looking into the online space, and I'm like, what, 18 now? So this all
Yeah.
started when I was a freshman in high school. So when I was like 16. And by
Yeah.
the time I graduated, I understood, okay, look, college is not the way to go. Like,
Mhm.
yeah, I could have a stable life. I mean, even that's really hard. Like, just because I have a college degree, I'm not guaranteed to like get a good job. Like, I make six
Yeah.
figures a year. Like, like I started to understand that more and more. And now being in college, I completely understand like this isn't the way to go because one, everything I'm learning here is outdated as fuck. None of this shit is gonna work in the real world. Like
Yeah.
I can have like a doctorate degree or PhD in whatever, and I can apply it into a job. and a guy who's never had a degree or never had an education, but he's been experienced enough to work that job, 9 times out of 10, he's gonna hire the guy that's experienced, the guy that's so that is also I took that into note, like, nah.
Yeah.
So like that's when like I invested. Like in the end of
Mhm.
my graduation year, so back in 2024, end of that year, I bought my first course and I started
Okay.
reading about SMMA. I got exposed with Iman Ghazi because obviously,
Yeah.
so I seen his videos. I'm like, what the fuck? And the one that caught me the most was whenever he bought his mom. Like it was a video where he bought his mom like a $4 million home, and then he was explaining how he did this, and I was like,
Mhm.
and I was just sold. I'm like, okay, listen, I've already known that this is the way to go,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna just do this. So,
Mhm.
and fast forward that, and then I'm here.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. So for the past few months and years, right, you've gathered a lot of knowledge. I'm sure you're very like knowledgeable on scaling, making sure automations, right? All these little different strategies. So I guess what's really stopped you from just like getting out there and getting the experience because you understand how important experience is, right? Rather than be stuck in this like analysis paralysis mode of like, I don't know how to get client acquisition, so I need to find out the perfect way to do it. So like what stopped you from actually just doing it? Like running those Facebook ads, right?
So for one, I was always believed like, okay, so Facebook ads, I was like in my mind, like, when you're going through these mentors, they say, look, you first start with like, doing cold outbound, you
Yeah.
master that, and then once you get like traction, you get clients, then you can do that with via paid ads. And so in my mind through this whole time, I really wish I knew this before, but I was like kind of in a way like taught like the only way to do it in the beginning is you got to grind through it. You got to go through the cold calling. You got to go
Well,
through.
hell no. Hell no.
Trust me, I wish I fucking knew that back then. And
Because that's
I
because
wasted
they're,
so much money. I realize now, like the amount of money I've spent on like these mentors telling me
bro,
this
you could have, yeah, you could have literally put it in it.
the same exact thing. I've invested in myself at least. I think I'm about like 10 grand in, probably
Yeah.
more. I'm
Yeah,
like,
that's good. Yeah, that's not too bad. 10 grand in
yeah. I mean,
yourself.
honestly, like I've got the knowledge. I've got this and that. But I'm like, all these people except for Mbank, that's when he actually like that's why I trusted him because he was different and he was one of the only people that actually like understood the game.
Yeah.
And I was like, bro, if I would have just put like 80 grand or 8 grand into like paid ads or this and that, I could be where I wanted to be this whole time searching what's in these.
Exactly, right.
So that
So
just realized I clicked that.
that mindset that we've had in the past, right? Making sure that like, oh, we got to do everything perfect. We got to take it step by step. You're in this mode of analysis paralysis, making sure everything's perfect, right?
Yeah.
Do you feel like that mindset, like, is that same mindset that we've had in the past? Is it worth keeping?
No, because no, it's not. I mean, having the mindset of everything having to be perfect, no, but having the mindset like to get because in the beginning I've always had
Just do it,
yeah, just do
right?
it.
Just
That
do it.
mindset is always going to be with me because that's just what it is.
Exactly, right? So that previous mindset of like, oh, I need to make sure everything's perfect before I actually do it, versus the mindset of I'm just gonna do it. Even if it doesn't, even if right now is not the perfect time, I'm just gonna do it and I'm gonna put the
Yeah,
effort.
so that's what I told myself. I'm just going to put one foot in front of the other and see how it goes, and I would just do it. So that's
Yeah.
that's
So
when I
because which one's gonna take you further?
the one where you're just going to do it because it doesn't matter how. I
Hmm.
realize this too now. It all clicked to me. I was like, damn. It doesn't matter
Yeah,
how perfect my offer is. It doesn't matter how sexy like it may sound.
exactly. It
It doesn't.
doesn't matter how much you know either, right? Because there are people
Oh,
who
there's
know,
a dude. There's a dude I know.
bro, he
He
probably
did
like
what
there's
you
some
did. He did what you did, and then I was on a call with him. He doesn't even know what the fuck a funnel is. I'm like, and he's making 30 grand a month. And I said, and I know 10 times more than this dude. I literally like showed him like what my Myro looks like when I do outbound. And he's like, bro, what the fuck is this?
Yafia, you're too smart for your own good.
Dude, someone he told me that. To tell you that he fucking told me that. Because I didn't even think that's possible. Like, how can someone be too smart for their own good? Like,
You're too smart for your own good
yeah,
because you have to be dumb enough to know that all you need to do is just do, right? Because action is the
shit went
only thing that
that
moves you
shit
forward.
that shit went over my head so fucking much, dude. It's fucking
How did it when you saw like he's like what the you don't even know what a funnel is like Well,
Bro,
what
it
were
doesn't
your
even know how to
thoughts?
run. He doesn't even know anything about paid ads. He has a media buyer doing it for him. He asks his ChatGPT to make this shit. He doesn't have any copywriting skills. He doesn't know how to build a funnel. He doesn't even know what automations is. All he does is say a guarantee and sells the offer and then has a media buyer do it. And then he doesn't even like that pissed me off so fucking much. I'm not gonna lie to you.
It
Like this
should,
guy who doesn't know shit about marketing is making
right?
30 grand every single month and he doesn't even know what the fuck he's talking about. He just has the energy of like speaking it like he knows what the fuck he's talking about, and he doesn't know shit. I'm like,
Yeah,
and then when I got on call with him, I was like showing him what I do. He thought I was making so much fucking money. He's like, bro, you must be making like at least 300K a month with all this knowledge, this and that. And I was like, no, I make zero. And then he started laughing, and he's like, bro, you're too smart for your own good. Like, I was like,
I'm telling you this, you're too smart for your own good too, right? Because what's the thing that actually moves the needle forward? It's
is
actually when we take that step, right? When we actually take the step. So, what happens if we keep that same way of making decisions, right? Making sure everything's perfect and not taking that step? Because what happens like 3 months down the line if we keep on having that same behavior, right? The same way, that same pattern of making decisions. Like, where do you think you'll end up in 3 months?
if I don't, I'll be in the same spot as what I am in this call.
Exactly, right? And that same mindset that we've had for, say, the entire, maybe the last 6 months or maybe the year ever since you got into SMA, right? That same mindset is the same one that's going to keep you from actually making that step. So, what I want to ask is like, in terms of the business, let's say you actually say, all right, fuck it, let's do the action, right? Let's get rid of this mindset. Because there are people who just do more. They're fucking stupid as hell. I've had this exact same realization as you, by the way. I've met people making 300K and they know less than me. They don't know how automations work. They just have someone doing it for them. So I've
Yeah.
been in your exact same shoes. And that was when I realized, yeah, I just have to do. So let's say you just did do and you just fucking went into the trenches, just fucking put in action after action, right? Where do you want to be given everything works out? You do figure that out. Like in terms of revenue, like where is that actual goal that you're trying to get to? Is it 50K? What is it?
Like like when I have all this shit figured out, bro, I believe that's one thing about me. I don't really put limitations on my mind on what I can do.
Yeah,
I don't think anything is unrealistic. And one thing is
I
because
agree.
and one thing of that is because I'm not sure if you're Christian, but
Hmm.
I have like a deep relationship. Like I like I take my like religion really seriously. And
Yes.
what caught my attention with your ad because it was an ad of
Mhm.
Jesus
You'll
Christ.
love talking to Derek, brother. Like he's so Christian. He's super faith-based.
And
Like,
then I seen everything he does because also in business, I know that like business and the Bible, like business, like you can hurt a lot of people and you can like manipulate a lot of people. And I know, like, damn, I
mhm.
always have this thought in my back of my mind, like, how do I become successful, but at the same time, not, being a bad person? Because in business,
Yeah.
there's a lot of people like that. So I
Yeah.
see now, I'm like, yo, this my guy. This probably what I want to learn from. This what probably, and then he added him like how the guarantee he has. I'm like, bro, yeah, this for me.
Mhm.
And I was
Yeah.
immediately sold. Immediately sold.
Yeah. And I want to ask, right? Because you said you want to hit 50K, right? And like we mentioned, we're faith-based. So we don't give a fuck about the number. Like we don't care, right?
That's what
But
I'm saying.
because there's a reason.
You might think I'm crazy, but when I first started this whole thing, I made three promises because it's like my whys of doing things. One
Yeah.
is to be able to build a church one day for thanking God as my graduation or for my token of appreciation. Two, I'm gonna give him 1% of what I made in the first, like before I take my money for himself, I'm gonna give it back to him. And three is I want to be able to help as much people as I can with be a good steward, basically. So
Yeah. That's so crazy you say that. You said, did you see our mission video?
I did. That's when I was sold, bro. That's when I was sold.
We're literally built like our goal is to build a church. In 10 days. I don't know if you know this, since you're like not in the program, like not talking to Derek, but 10% of all, like a good percentage of all the revenue that we make, everything, it goes out to the homeless. We always give back. So in 10 days, like we're giving blankets out, we're having goodie bags, making sure that the people around us, because we're in Texas, right? It's cold as hell. And I'm sure it's cold as hell for you as
I
well.
want to be part of that mission when I become successful. That's why I was sold to this, bro. Like it's like doing
Mm.
doing the good work of the Father. And for me, bro, money, yes, money is money,
It's a
but
tool.
it's
It's
a
a
tool. Like
tool.
at the end of the day, like the Lord says it himself, like
Hmm.
it's like being rich is not a sin. Being having a lot of money is not a sin. How you make the money and how you use the money is what later
Yeah,
is the question. So this money, I just want to be able to bless people with my pockets, bro. I just want
literally. Like take care of the people around
take
us.
care of my
Right.
people, take care as much as I can, do as much as I can.
So
And like,
that's what that 50K is really meant
bro,
for,
it's 50K,
right?
it's 50K for in 6 months, but I'm trying to get it up to at least like 1 million a month so I can spend half of
No,
that into these people.
literally, yeah. And like that's what your ultimate goal is, right?
That's my mission is.
And
I've
I like
already made that. That's
and I
already
like
set.
yeah, and I like putting it in the perspective of like, let's say, you have Usain Bolt, okay? We're putting him on a running line and we tell him, hey, run as fast as you can, bro. There's going to be a big golden medal at the end of the line. Is he going to run fast?
Oh yeah.
Hell yeah. But let's change the setting here, okay? Let's say we put a tiger behind him. Will he run faster?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. He will run faster, right? Why?
Because his life is on the line.
Exactly. Well, there's a big enough consequence for him to make sure that he gets and he does the things and does the actions. Keep in mind, it's the actions to make sure that he gets that big gold medal. Because the most successful people, and I'm sure like even your mentor, even your mentor's mentor, Jordan Belfort, right? Or all of these people, Iman Gadzhi, if you ask them, have you ever been in a position where you had to get something done rather than you just wanted to? What do you think they'll tell you?
Yeah.
They will, right? And have you had a situation where you had to get something done and you
Right
actually did?
now, right now, because
Exactly.
um, not only do I want to accomplish my mission, but like, dude, like I had my family, my mom and dad, bro. They have because I have 4 siblings. I have 3 siblings. I'm the
Oh,
oldest.
okay.
I'm
Yeah.
the oldest, and bro, they've been sick, like especially my younger sister, my little brother. They've been sick,
Yeah.
and they had to go to a hospital like via with a
Hmm.
with a helicopter ambulance and a regular ambulance. And you
Hmm.
already
What
know.
happened?
Well, they had it's like it's not asthma, but it's like asthma, and it was cold, and then when the weather
Oh,
changed, they had like
oh,
they were they were coughing a lot. They were having struggling to breathe. They were low on oxygen.
yeah.
They it was just bad, and we had to take them to the emergency hospital, and they had to get deployed into Amarillo, Texas. I don't know if you know what that is. With
So, okay.
Yeah, with the airport, it's like 2 hours away from where I live. With the airport, because ambulances on foot can't go that long, and they need to go as fast as possible. So that happened once, and then it happened again twice. But we were lucky enough to have like a physician in Kansas, so it was like 40 minutes away from where I live, and
Yeah.
so that saved us a lot. But like, dude, the bills, like you already know how bad ambulance bills is in the United States.
Yeah.
And
Helicopter, I don't even want to imagine, brother.
bro, imagine a helicopter. That's like 100x. Yes, we have insurance. Yes, we have Medicare. Yes, we have this, but still,
Yeah.
we still have to pay at least like, bro. I think right now we have to pay at least in total. I mean, we can pay it off easily. Like we're like middle class family, so
Yeah.
we can pay it off. But like, bro, every time I go home, I see like the stress of my parents' faces. Like, especially my dad. He's really he's the one that really like got me to become
Is
super.
he still working right now?
He's still working, and then like hearing them complain, hearing my mom complain how they had a rough day at work because we all work in the same place. It's like a hog plantation. It's called Seaboard, bro.
Yeah.
So hearing them complaining about their pain, like, bro, that shit hurts so fucking much. Like, I can't even explain to you. Like, I've had nights where I dead ass couldn't even sleep. So, and this is recently, by the way, when I started to realize what's going on in my life, and I started stop being selfish. I started going to church a lot. I started to get like,
Yeah.
closer. Closer you are to God, the more He'll like open your eyes to what's like going on around you. And that's why
Hmm.
I started to realize, okay, dude, if I don't do anything, we're fucked. Especially with like right now, like they're implementing machineries, they're testing that what they work out. So there's a possibility they may not even have their job much longer. So I'm like, dude, it's
Shit.
now or never. So it's like my back is against the wall, dude.
and you have to like make this work. That is the tiger behind you,
Yeah,
right?
it's a big
That's
one.
your tiger behind you, literally, right? And the reason I asked that is because like I want to know like what was that tiger behind you? Because like that thing, all that debt, seeing your parents work hard every single day, but that's the thing that actually makes you push forward. That's the thing that's going to move the needle forward for you to start taking action,
Yeah.
right?
That's why
Because
I'm on this call, bro. That's why I booked so many of these calls, but this one is the one like I already know I'm gonna move forward with. That's like why I've been like, okay, I need to figure out how I'm gonna
Mhm.
do this fast. And like
Dude,
not fast, but like I need to implement, I need to start doing really quick. That's the first out of all the times I had in business, this whole
mhm.
year or two, this is the first
Yeah,
time I'm like, okay, that's when I started to
bro.
realize, okay,
I'm
what I needed to do.
I'm so glad you mentioned that because here's the thing, Yafia, we're actually similar age. I turned 20 like a few months ago, like two months ago in October, right?
Mhm.
We're actually the same age. How old are your parents, by the way? And this is so I can, yeah, I asked this so I can put this into perspective, right? Of like how
My
big that tiger is.
my dad is 50 and my mom is 43.
Dude, both my parents are 50, bro. You know what
And that's the second part. I'm like, bro, they're getting old. How much more can they really have? Three kids you got to worry about. Inflation is at an all times high. Plus, like this government is so fucked up. Like we're losing. So like they're working less days at work, and they're still complaining about working overtime, even though they're fit. Bro, that shit breaks my heart. And that's when I realized.
exactly.
Now that you mention it, like when I like actually like take away and like look in the past and the timeline I've been into this space. I'm like, okay, so when I first started, it was cool, it was
Yeah.
comfort. You're comfortable. That's the thing that kills everyone. Like, yeah, you come,
Comfort.
yeah. Now it's like, bro, I gotta go. Like, what the fuck?
Here's the thing. That's a good thing because like we can't expect like if you're expecting this to be comfortable, right? Like this isn't for you. It's
Exactly.
only if we actually push into that uncomfortability until we actually push through that uncertainty, right? Is where we get to where we want to be. Because we're not certain about anything in life, right? And if getting to 50K a month and helping all the people around you was comfortable, everybody would have it.
Everyone would be rich. So I started to realize, okay, look, I have to be comfortable in being uncomfortable. That's the only way. So boom. I'm like, then I
Exactly.
started looking for solution, bro. It's like my hair was on fire. I was just like, wait, what the fuck do I need to do? I need to get this shit actually work.
Fuck.
Because
Yeah.
like, fuck, dude, I'm like it's like in a way, I'm like in a
You're
burning.
angry.
In a like this is how I pictured it. I'm like, bro, I'm in a burning building and I need to find the exit now before it collapses and I'm dead. That's like
Exactly.
panic. I'm like, okay, I need
You
to
are in a
this shit
burning
needs,
building.
this shit needs to work. This shit needs to work because 3, 4 months, 5 months from now, like it's gonna get worse and worse, and we're gonna be like it's just gonna keep going lower, and then boom.
Hmm.
I'm like, okay, I'm racing against time now. I'm racing against now. I need to get shit done. And that's
Yeah.
I really wish I had this in the beginning too.
Hmm.
Shit, I would be so much. That's when I realized, all right, time for a solution.
I
And
mean, you're angry
I
right
feel
now.
like I feel like God has a crazy way of working it because as soon as I started having those thoughts, as soon as I started to realize those, as soon as I started growing closer to my faith, as soon as I like started praying
Hmm.
a lot.
Yeah,
Ironically, I don't know you, I don't follow you guys, I have nothing, I've never known you, and then boom, I see this ad. I'm like, okay.
it's a sign.
I'm like, all right.
Like we quite literally
Out
get
of all
spammed
like
every
out of
single
all the
day.
people, out of all the people that do ads, out of all the people that market, there's like millions of people that have the same out of all these people, and I look at these people every single day. How ironic is it this one faith-driven business is for me and I look into like it's like in a way God handed me like the answer. So I was like, all right.
Hmm. Yeah, 100%. And like one thing, like it's like whose responsibility is it to actually make sure that, we do the things that need to get done, right? Because like you mentioned, our parents are getting older every single day, right? We have the inflation's going up, the world's just going in shambles, right? You're in the US too. Like everything is straying away from God.
Yeah.
Everything is straying away, right? And that's one of Derek's plans too, to make sure that we get to the point where we're helping people and helping people like yourself too, right? Actually get into that right position to help as many people as possible,
Yeah.
right? So whose responsibility is it to make sure that your parents aren't working these overtime so you don't have to see them stressing about this. So all these bills are paid for. Like, whose responsibility is it, really?
It's me, bro. Me. I
Mhm.
didn't know this.
And because like I asked this like because are you open to me and Derek like actually holding you accountable to not just hitting those numbers, okay? Because like the numbers are one thing, we don't really care about that. But it's actually becoming the person that's gonna hit those numbers. Because frankly, I can't give you a life that you've never had with the same rules, right? The same skill set or even the same mindset that we've had in the past, right? So are you open to us actually holding you accountable to becoming that person?
Go above and beyond. Hold me accountable and
More
do
than that.
and just do more than that. Yes.
More than that, right? So what I want to do is I want to make a game plan of how this is going to work, right? That way we can actually go into the proper direction and fuck it, just actually take that action, start doing those steps.
Okay, do it, bro. Yes.
Fucking take those steps. Okay. So do you have a piece of paper? Like, do you have pen and paper anywhere? Like, you can just get ready
Yeah, hold on.
if
Give me
you
a
go
second.
get a pen and paper. Yeah. You can still hear me, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like everything we do, it's in relationship to who we are, right, Yafiyet?
Mhm.
Dude, yeah, it's so surprising. There's a what and there's a how, right? Your what is being able to take care of the people around you, being able to build that church, right? And do God's work
Yes.
essentially and help the people around you, right? Now it's actually about figuring out how, right? Most people they actually don't know what they want, which is
I
why they
know. I
never
know what I want, bro. I know what I
yeah,
want.
which is why they never like people don't know what they want, so they never figure out how. But you do have what you want, right? We understand what we want and a plan of how in place. So all we need to do is just what?
Do the what?
Fucking work
How? How?
as hard as we can, right?
Mhm.
Awesome. So here's what I want to do. I'm going to break this down into three pillars for you. That way you understand, okay, how this is all going to work. So I know you mentioned, holy shit, I wish I didn't start cold calling. I wish I didn't send DMs anymore because realistically, if you're going to help millions of people, right, and just affect their life, take care of your parents, get to that 50K a month minimum, to be honest, right? We're not going to be sending cold DMs. So what we're going to do is we're going to help you fill up the pipeline with qualified leads every single day. So we're going to help you run up ads, make sure that your offer's in the right direction, you're targeting properly, right? And double down on the whole sales aspect of things. So we're going to get your calendar booked up with 5 to 8 calls every single day. And to the point where you need setters and closers, right? Which we'll actually place for you because we want to make sure that you, as the business owner, you're working on the business and not in the business. Does that make sense? So we'll place those people in for you. That way, you can actually outsource yourself and work on the business on top as a CEO, right? Because that's the way you scale. Jordan Belfort or your mentor, he's not closing, he's not sending DMs. He's looking at the business from a bird's eye view. Does that make
Mhm.
sense?
Yeah.
So pillar two is the actual coaching. It's the coaching that, that one-on-one access with Derek and the coaches in the program to guide you in that right direction. So say it's Facebook ads, right? You don't know how to set up Facebook ads, we'll help, right? Make sure you're having all the settings in the right direction, right? How to make the creatives properly. I'm not sure if you know this. Do you know the Andromeda update for Facebook?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so like there's this whole new Andromeda update. Like, we want to make sure that we're ahead of the curve because people are still doing old broad and interest stacked campaigns,
Yeah.
right? And that's not how Andromeda works anymore. The algorithm's different. So we want to make sure that you're doing it properly, right? So you get all the SOPs and the structure to say scale to 10K a month, right? 20K a month, 50K a month, but more so actually the resources that you need, like the automation. Say the automations that got you onto this call. Everything that like the videos that you watch, right? Making sure that these people are properly nurtured, all the systems and whatever you need to make sure that when you hop on these calls or your closer hop on these calls, they fucking love you already, right? And they actually know what you do, they like you, and all of that. Does that make sense?
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So the main thing with that pillar two is that one-on-one coaching, right? Being able to talk to Derek himself. You're gonna fucking love talking to Derek. Like both of you guys want to build a church and just help everything. You're gonna have a great time talking to him, right? And we have that one-on-one access because you asked to do beyond the accountability, more than that, right? Because here's the thing, okay? There's one thing about holding you accountable, right, to hitting those numbers, but it's one thing to help you become the person, but stay that person. Because if we don't stay that person, these little habits, these little traits, right? These little actions that we do every single day, like having that analysis paralysis, right? That is the same thing that's going to lead us down a path that we don't want to, right? Which is the same path that you're at right now. So it's holding you accountable to becoming that person, but staying that person. So you can keep showing those actions, showing those traits and habits of the person on the path to 50K a month, right?
Mm,
Because as long as we follow the steps of Yafayette, who has achieved the things that he wants to, we're going to get there, right?
mm,
So it's just about doing that. So there's the accountability aspect. So that's pillar one and pillar two. So pillar three is weekly calls with Derek, right? And the entire group. So you'll have group calls with him every single week where you'll be able to ask him questions about the business, like, hey, I'm doing acquisition right now. This is what I'm focusing on. What should I do to make sure that, my KPIs are dialed? Or maybe something's broken in the Facebook ads and they're not working, right? So
mm.
you can literally hop on these calls and ask him questions to make sure that you get fixed on the call right then and there. Does that make sense?
So do you both have like, do I both get like a one-on-one call or a group call or just a group call and just one-on-one?
So for Derek, just the group call, but you also get one-on-one calls with the other coaches. So for example, I'm a coach in the back end as well, right? Like you'll get one-on-one with me as well, for example, that you can have like twice a week, right? To make sure that you're going in the right direction and you'll have those weekly calls with Derek and still be able to talk to him every single day.
Hmm.
That makes sense?
Yeah,
So with a weekly group call, obviously that means access to the community, be able to talk to other people, right? Other like-minded entrepreneurs. I'm sure you understand how important it is to have a good environment and surround yourself, right? I'm sure you know the analogy of like you are the sum of the five people you
yeah,
spend the
yeah,
most time
yeah,
with,
yeah.
right? So basically all of that is the weekly call. So that's pillar three. So with all of that, right, with pillar one, pillar like the acquisition outsourcing, pillar two, which is the one-on-one coaching and the resources, and pillar three, which is the weekly calls and one-on-one calls with the coaches in there as well. Do you feel like what we have can actually help you be the person and help you get to where you want to get to?
Yeah.
Well, what specifically about it though? Like, because I want to make sure like this is actually can help you. Like, what specifically do you feel like it can help?
So obviously the biggest part is getting clients, so client acquisition. So pillar one, that's like
Mhm.
so for me. So if I'm getting how many calls you said it was?
5 to 8 every single day.
5 to 8, and I'm assuming this takes about 2 to 3 weeks until I can get those numbers up consistently every single day.
Bro, you can have that shit up at like a first week.
Okay, let's just say let's be
Yeah,
conservative.
give or take like worst case scenario, right? Like yeah, like
Worst case scenario, let's say it takes like 3 weeks until I can get 5 to 6. You
but
said
I don't even think I don't even think you'll that's not even worst case scenario, I'm not gonna lie. Like worst
okay,
case scenario is like 1 week, to be
okay. Let's
honest.
say 1 week. In 1 week, I get consistently 5 to 6 calls, qualified calls every single day, right?
Yeah, like you're dialed, you're doing everything that we're telling you to, you're setting properly, right? Everything.
So it's
So
like a map. It's like a map, and I just follow the map.
yeah, literally. It is a roadmap, quite
Yeah,
literally. And all you have to do is just have you seen that Despicable Me with the minions? There's this one scene where like one of the minions is just like slamming on the gas and the another minion's up on top steering.
yeah. I did see that. I did see that. Yeah.
Think about it like that. Like all you need to do is be that minion at the bottom, slamming and just doing all the action will steer you in the right direction.
Yeah, of
That
course.
makes sense.
And then on ads, like how much you think I'll be spending per day?
So honestly, it depends on how crazy you want these lead flows to be. Like we've had people like, bro, week two, they have like too many calls, like 16 in a row, right?
So let's say to get that consistent five to
That's
six.
like for example, you can start at 15, right? And then see how lead flow is. Say you want more lead flow, you can handle this amount of lead flow, right? Boost it up to 30. okay, you can still handle it. And you get setters in there, you get closers in there. You want to scale even higher? Boom, do it to 50.
So what's the
So
starting number?
honestly, say give or take, because that obviously depends. Just say give or take 15, right? Which is like 450 a month or 500
With,
around that.
with $15 a day, I can get 5 to 6 calls
Yeah.
a day. Bro,
Yeah.
I spent 50 in the get-go if I have to. Shit.
Yeah. Like we rip that shit, right? We'll
As
rip
long
that.
as like as long as like obviously I'm gonna start. Let's start
Yeah.
with 15 a day. Let's start with 15
Yeah.
a
Like
day,
we'll start,
and
right?
I'll see. I'm
We'll
pretty
take it
sure.
step by step. We'll
Yeah,
take it step by step.
see what's
Mhm.
working, see what's not, because with ads it's like a data game. So you just
It is a data game,
data
right?
game.
Especially with the new Andromeda thing, we want to optimize because like I don't want you burning money in that sense, right? It's like
So
ripping.
okay, so we get that in check.
Yeah. By the way, I don't know if I mentioned this, but the program is for 5 months. It's an entire 5 months. Yeah.
Okay, okay.
So aside from the acquisition, right? Does that all that make sense? Like, do you have any other questions? I'll answer them all if you have. I don't mind.
No, I mean acquisition is clear. With this, I don't, bro. Do you guys say 15? Because if you're getting 5 to 6 a day, 15 clients is like I feel like I can get 30.
Bro, yeah, like that shit's easy. You know what I mean? As long as
Yeah,
you have your setting closed, you have your closing, right? You have your closing dialed, which is something that will help with, which is why the one-on-one
okay.
access is
So
there.
what if I do this? What if I do this? I want your advice on this because I currently have a job right now.
Oh,
Um,
we have people in jobs in school, right? Because here's the thing, we want to make sure that you're able to run because we're running on the business, right?
yeah,
Not
exactly.
in the business. So we
So
can
what I'm
trust you.
saying, yeah. So what I'm saying, can we get like a setter and a closer in, and I can work full time because if I when I go back full time to my job, I'd be making $1,000 a week. So
Yeah,
I'm gonna use at least 2K a month on ads. I'm
yeah.
from the get go. So that would be what, $55 a day. Like I want to do
Something like that. 2K a month. What is that? Yeah, like
let's say
50.
1,500. Let's just say $50.
Yeah, 1,500. Yeah, $50. Dude, you'll rip with $50 a day. That's well, I don't
And then
you'll rip.
once I get to like let's say 5K a month, that's what two clients. Once I sign two clients,
Yeah, that's light.
I just leave my job. And actually, no, yeah, I'll just leave my
Bro,
job.
I don't even think you need to like have the job in the first place, bro. You can just start ripping it.
No,
Like,
I need to collect the money though, because like
oh yeah, that's fair.
I'm completely drained right now. So I need to collect the money, and then once I collect it, once I'm making like the income, replacing the job, which I make 4K a month with, and replacing that when I make 5K a month, then I'll
Yeah.
just quit, just focus, go all in on the business and scale from there.
Yeah. So from pillar one, pillar two, pillar three, is there anything else specifically that you feel like will help with that?
Bro, the coaching call, the one-on-one with Derek, the week
Mm,
calls, that's what I would consider a 10 out of 10 program.
okay.
Because
Yeah.
all of those programs, the thing what like what I noticed, the thing that differentiates with you guys and all the programs I've invested in, Pillar
Yeah.
One doesn't exist. So it's like without Pillar One, two and three kind of like I mean they're
Oh
good
yeah, exactly. It's like pillar two and three don't mean shit.
exactly. So Pillar One, that's like okay, bet now I can go like now I'm like I'm sure
Now that's yeah, everything relies off that main first pillar because that's the action. That's the thing that moves the needle for.
exactly. So most of the time for Pillar One, they're all do it yourself or done with you. So like you do it like but now it's like do it with you, but like we
Like
give you
I'll make sure, like we'll make sure we'll give you all the support, right? Like if you need to hop on a call and fix it, we'll help you fix it on the call,
exactly. So like
right?
yeah, that's like where this
Yeah.
separates every other
It's
program.
like we want to make sure that you have us in your corner,
Hmm.
right? As you're scaling to 5K a month, 10K a month, right? To 20, 30, and 50. Right? We
Hmm.
want to make sure that we're in your corner. So like going over like what we talked about, like the pillars, like you feel like it would help you and actually help you get to that 50K a month, right? Making sure that you understand how to run Facebook ads, having that one-on-one access, and us being in that corner for say the next 30 days, even the next 30 days, right? It is a 5 month program, but say for the next 30 days, like, do you think you'll actually make money and start closing clients in the next 30 days?
Dude, I feel like I can quit the job in the next 30 days with
Yeah.
this.
So, because I want to make sure, right? Because what would stop you if you had the right resources if you had the right guidance and you're making sure you're going in the right direction, is there anything that would stop you? And
No,
you're working 100%. You're putting in that action, right? You're putting bell to ass with the fucking calls.
it just doesn't make sense for me to lose. So that's how I see it.
Exactly. It doesn't make sense for you to lose, right? So basically, with all of that, I guess, do you mind if I run you through like the whole finances, how this is going to work for you? That way we can get you onboarded, get you on a call with Derek and fucking rip this shit and get you there.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay. So, sure. You're good right now? Are you on?
Yeah, I was just my
Yeah.
mom texted me, so let's do it. Yeah.
Yeah. So how this is going to work, like I mentioned, it's a 5 month program, right? So for the 5 month program, it's going to be 13K in total with a 10% revenue share. But don't let that crazy number, get to your head. If you do say you do the entire thing up front, right? Like you have cash, you do it up front, it's going to be 8K
Mm,
with a 10% revenue share.
okay. Damn, I'm not gonna lie. Hold on. See. Right now,
Yeah.
completely. I don't even think I can get that money in like maybe the next 2 months if I work my ass off because
Yeah.
like I'm drained right now. Like I have like 200 in my account because of college, and I actually have to help out my parents with payments and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
That would take me some time to get it. That would take me
Mhm.
some time to get that 8 grand. I'm not gonna lie. And on top of that, to get the
Okay. What I can think of doing, okay. So yeah, 200. What I can do is, do you have good credit, by the way? Like decent credit?
I've been building my credit up, but like I started building it at the beginning of this year.
Yeah. Is it above like 600?
It is, but the thing is,
Okay.
like, it's like I'm new. It's like I'm building it now. It's like the limit on it is 300 because like that's how I started with Capital One. So
Yeah.
right now I have a credit score of like I think it's 690, but it's like
690. Okay.
yeah,
So
but
here's
like
what I can do. Because like I know right now you're a little tight on budget. What we can do is we can get you financed, right? That way, so if you were to break this down, right?
if you
So
can finance for me, I'll do it. If you guys can finance it for
yeah,
house,
I can get you financed, but since you only have 200, how it works is like this. So with the financing, it's 13K for the whole program, but if you do it, right? If you do it all cash, it's 8K. But if you finance 13K, right, you're gonna end up paying like 17 or something, right? And we don't want that. So what we'll do for you is we'll take off like 3K off like the initial cost of the program itself. So that way you're only financing, say, 10K, right? But let's say if we were to get you financed and broken down that payment into multiple months, it would come out to be around like 1,200 a month. And right now you don't have 1,200 a month, right? So right now, how much did you say you have?
200, and I get paid like since I'm working part time, I get paid bi-weekly. So in a month, I'm making like
Yeah.
1 point. Let me see, because I have a statement on the bank. Let me just take the exact number.
Yeah.
Let me find it. Let me find it. Let me find it.
Because I can do a lower financing for you. That way you can get in and like split up the payments already. So you only have to do like, say, 200 down today, and then you'll get into the program with the financing. And as you're in the program, like we'll break up the other financing. We'll finance you later as you're in the program and already getting those calls, setting up everything. Oh, I think this will work.
Yeah. So right now, every single is like my part time job because I'm only working like 4 hours a day or
Yeah.
a day. Yeah, getting paid bi-weekly. I'm only making 1,500 a month right now.
Yeah, that's fine. So here's what we'll do.
And also like I do have like so in total like with my month it's maybe left like into my own
Yeah.
money it's that I have maybe like 600 left to my name.
In your bank account, you said?
Yeah, after I get paid like in a month I have like
Yeah,
600 because I have to help my people out, my parents out.
that's fair. So yeah,
So it's
here's what I'll
anywhere from
do.
500 to 600. So if you can get me financed for somehow, I don't know,
Yeah, I can get you financed.
400 a
So
month, that'd be ideal.
so right now, in your bank account, you said you have around like 200-ish. Is that right?
Yeah, 200. Let me
So
show you. Let me show you. Let me show you.
yeah. That way I can like do the proper numbers and then send over the proper link to get you financed.
Log in. Oh fuck. Tomorrow, I get later on. I have right now in my bank account it's $192. So about 200.
Okay. So here's what I'll do. I think this will work. Eh, Okay. So can you share your screen, by the way? I'm gonna send you a link and kind of run you through like how, like make sure you click the right buttons and everything.
Yeah, let me share my screen. Wait, why is it doing this? Zoom share.
Okay,
Can you see
there.
my
Yeah. So click on the Zoom link. I sent it over in the chat.
Okay, let me go. Okay.
Yeah. So it should be like 2,200, say for the whole financing, right? Put in your first name, last name, email, and then press the pay with Payva option. Yeah. I think you should be good. And then click pay with Payva. Hey guys, welcome back. Hope that was helpful. So I'm just gonna cut the clip off right there because he just put in his card information. I don't want to be leaking any of that. So as you guys can see, the call was not that hard, and I give a lot of credit to making sure that the prospect was properly nurtured and he's already watched all of the content to make sure that he knows who we are, he likes us and is on the same page. Keep in mind, this is not an organic client. He didn't know who we were prior to seeing our ad. He came in as a cold lead, not knowing anything about us, but because we properly set him, because we properly sent the resources to him, that is how we made him this nurtured and just tell us like I'm going to be signing on regardless. And the reason why we do that is because getting better at closing, getting better at sales is only a temporary solution to a problem of marketing. If you have good marketing, you don't even need to be that good at sales. So if you guys have any questions on how to set up all those nurture process, I'm going to link that video on the right over here. And other than that, have a good rest of your day.